Here comes a new challenger!
What's up, everybody? How you doing? I am Mike Watson. I am your host today of a show that I like to call Chat and Draw. Some of you that may be new here tonight are probably wondering, well, what is Chat and Draw? That's a great question. Chat and Draw is a show where I literally sit down at the virtual art table across from a friend or fellow colleague, and I draw their character while chatting with them. So you have chat and draw, and you put those together, and you have this show. Me, I'm actually a comic book artist, and I happen to be the publisher of Short Fuse Media Group, founder of Freestyle Comics, 1/4 of the agents of the nerdy, and the most enthusiastic person in comics. So I'm your host today and every day that we have Chat and Draw. And we got a few people up in the building already. What's up, Ren McKenzie? That's my brother over there tuning in. Daniel Caliban and J-Man, the most faithful viewer that we've had. He's 127 episodes in a row watching. He's been here since day one, and I think he'll be here till it ends. But I don't know if it's ending anytime soon. James says, a year ago, I jumped on the FSK party bus, and I've never got off. What up, Mike and everyone? J-Man is in the FSK house, baby. Yes, you have, J-Man. It's been truly appreciated. All right, so everybody, we've got a really good show going on tonight. We're going to be dabbling back into kind of this Wizard World crossover thing that I have going on with a few different creatives that were on an awesome panel. And I don't really have anything to update. Kind of like all the updates are there. Kickstarter, the books are at the printer. We've got the situation straightened out, so I'm just waiting to get the book actually like printed to get the proof to make sure everything's cool. I'm working on the Butts and Seats Kickstarter for Source Point Press, and I've got 3 pages of that done. I've turned those 3 pages over to the colors. I got 3 more pages to knock out, so I'm going to try to do that tonight. I'm very excited to be on that. That Kickstarter is over $100,000 right now. Money in the bank. And, of course, still working on the numerous projects. Moana is going to be here in April, and she's not going to be here for the Moana Nui podcast. We are going to actually give you guys a sneak peek into the project that I've been working on with her. And if you've been watching, we've been working on this one for a minute. So a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Brad's in the building. How you doing, Brad? He said, you don't have a hat on. Why don't you have a hat on? Do you have a super sweaty head? I got to know. I just actually forgot to put on a hat. My daughter spent the night over at a friend's house, and she was about like a half an hour away. And I just did not grab a hat. And I had to come in and hurry up and get set up. But now that you mention it, thank you, Brad. Hats in the building. It's that quick, baby. And Paul, what you doing? How you doing? All right, so look, we got an awesome guest coming on here. I'm actually trying to figure out. So here's the dilemma. So we got 2 characters on this piece. I don't know if this is going to continue to be a vertical piece or if I'm going to have to flip it to a horizontal piece because I got like 3 or 4 more characters to put on this bad thing. And that's been the challenge. So these creators were all on a panel for Wizard World, and they were talking about Kickstarters and making comics and stuff like this. And my brother Victor Dandridge got the bold idea of having each of them on Chat and Draw, and I draw their characters on a collaborative piece that they're all going to give out with their Kickstarter. The caveat is I did not lay this thing out. I have not seen I've seen 2 of the characters because they've been on the show before, but I've not seen the other 4 characters. So the challenge is me trying to piece this thing together live on the show. So it's not even just me drawing it live on the show. It's me trying to figure out a layout piece by piece by piece as I get a new character in. So let's get into it. Let's see if we can solve the problem. And we're going to bring out my guest right now. Very excited to have him on the show in our new Chat and Draw upgraded fashion. You know, that would have been great if I would have did that on time. I suck, guys.
Wait a second. A new opponent has interrupted the tournament.
There he is. Carl, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. How are you, Mike?
Doing great, man. Good to have you here on the show.
Well, thanks. Thanks for having me on. This was very exciting. You are one of the most enthusiastic people I've ever met. Your reputation precedes you. Yes.
It's a part of that branding thing I've learned some on. So, Carl, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself, who you are, what are you bringing to the table, and why we should be pledging to your Kickstarter, which I'm going to actually post a link right now.
Oh, well, thanks. I've been in comics forever. I mean, forever. Like 35 years working for Marvel, working for DC, working on Superman, working on Harley Quinn, working on Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, all over the map. But for the last few years, I've been doing Kickstarters for creator-owned stuff. And, you know, quite frankly, I should have done creator-owned stuff a long time ago. My glasses are really screwy here. So, and right now I've got a Kickstarter going for the second Impossible Jones book. About a year and a half ago, I kickstarted this first book, the first Impossible Jones book. There it is. And it's a hardcover, slightly oversized. It's about the size of the Saga hardcovers, 152 pages. All sorts of cool stuff inside. We have sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine.
I have pinups by Elsa Chartier, Giancarlo Bernal, who does Crescent City Monsters on Kickstarter.
Oh, yeah.
Howard Chaykin, Terry Dodson. We got some great pinups in here.
Wow.
Kaylin Smith, she's another Kickstarter gal. I love her books.
Yes, indeed.
Pete Woods. Anyways, and so it's a really good, and this has gotten people's hands about the end of last year, beginning of this year, got really good response. And so now we're kickstarting the second comic, which actually this time around is a comic. For various reasons, I decided to do 4 standalone floppies. And the first one that we're kickstarting now teams up. Each of them will be a team up with Impossible Jones and one character from her universe. And this first time around, it's a character she's met in this book called, let's see if you can see her, Holly Days. She's a Christmas-themed thief.
Okay.
So, and the thing is that this is the thing about Impossible Jones. She's a thief, and she gets superpowers, and is mistaken for a superhero because she's pissed off at her old gang, and she goes after them to get revenge for leaving her behind for dead. And but from the outside looking in, she's going after criminals. So people go, "You must be a superhero," and she like, "Yeah, that's a good idea. I'm a superhero." But she has no plans to give up her criminal ways because now she can go into the police station and they will tell her things. She can go into the jewelry store and say, "So what sort of like security do you have here?" And they'll show her. And you know, this is very, you know, not only are the powers handy in her line of work, but her access has been greatly expanded. And so that's what we're doing. She's playing a very high stakes con game. And she's trying to convince people, including the other superheroes in the town she's working in, that she's one of the good guys. And, you know, I mean, she's got a good enough heart, you know, but she is a thief. And she likes being a thief. She's good at being a thief. So she's not going to be turning her back on that. And because she is a thief at heart, she and Holly have a connection. They can kind of relate to each other and understand each other, even though theoretically one is a hero and one is a villain. And so the book I'm kickstarting right now is about a girls' night out. They go out, they have some drinks, they go to a place called the Club Cosplay, where everyone dresses up as their favorite villains and heroes. So they don't even have to worry about their secret identities. And you know, that's where it starts. But you know, in the background is Holly's ex-boyfriend, ex-mentor, who, since she's a Christmas-themed thief, her mentor is Krampus. And Krampus is lurking in the background and causes problems. And that's a conflict of the story. And we're doing really well on Kickstarter. We've already met our funding goal. In fact, we've blown through a few stretch goals. One stretch goal, which I'm very excited about, was we're adding a backup story. And let me see if I can just find a picture of this guy, of a guy named Even Steven. And Even Steven is, let me see if I, I see what you're doing. And there's Even Steven. I had to get him in. Even Steven is this two-toned guy here. And Even Steven is the breakout character from the first book. Everyone who said that they loved a character other than Impossible Jones, everyone said Even Steven. And what Even Steven is he's kind of got unlimited powers, but he really believes in his heart and soul that good will triumph over evil in a fair fight. So whatever enemy he comes up against, he can exactly match their power level, and then he fights them. And he believes he will win because he is good and they are evil. But it has to be a fair fight. It has to be an even fight. And so we met our stretch goal for that. So we're going to have a 4-page Even Steven book story in the back of the Holly and Imp main story. And that's a 28-page story. So now we have 32 pages of story in this book. So it's a pretty good bang for your buck right there.
Oh, that sounds excellent. And I love it when you have these characters that just break out. So like with that, were you kind of were you expecting that character? Like, was that a goal? You were trying to make this character where people would attach to him quickly, or was that just a happy coincidence?
It just happens. You know, I don't think you can control that sort of thing. I mean, you know, kind of off topic, kind of on topic is King Shark. King Shark, who seems to be the breakout character of the Suicide Squad movie. I don't know if Mike, have you seen the trailer for the new Suicide Squad movie?
Yes, he is the person I am the most excited about for that movie.
Well, I created King Shark. I created him in an issue of Superboy, and believe me, he was pretty much a throwaway villain. And I had him in issue 9 of Superboy. I brought him back in issue 12 or 13 or something when I did a Suicide Squad crossover. So I actually had King Shark as a member of Suicide Squad. And I never, ever in my wildest dreams would have thought he would become voiced by Sylvester Stallone. Never in my wildest dreams. So you can't, I just don't think you can plan these things. You know, King Shark broke out and Even Steven broke out. These things happen, you know. The public, they got a minds of their own. They can't be told what to like. They just decide what they're going to like.
That's freaking incredible. I did not know that. That's awesome. Yeah, he was good in the cartoon. I liked him in Flash. I liked him in the Suicide Squad animated movie, and I love him in Harley Quinn. And
you know, everyone loves him in Harley Quinn. I've yet to see that show. I hear it's a really great show, and everyone says he's great in that show.
Yeah, he is. He's just really fun, and there's something about calm, a calm, violent temperament that he has in there. You're all like, oh, he's a freaking dangerous shark. You're like, oh wait, no, he's a cool guy. And all of a sudden, he just bites your head off. You're like, oh shit, I was in danger the whole time.
Yeah. No, I have to say I'm very excited. Even before Sylvester Stallone was announced as the voice of King Shark, I like James Gunn's work. I think he did a great job on, Guardians of the Galaxy, and I was thrilled when he was going to do the Squad movie, and I was really excited because he has said that he has a great fondness for the original comic, which I do, since I did work on that original comic, and for him to really, try to capture that spirit, I'm very excited to see it. Very excited.
Yeah, James Gunn is just a really cool director. Really dig his work. So, I mean, honestly, he's the only reason I'm giving this Suicide Squad movie a chance.
Yeah, I have to say the first Squad movie, I saw it because I'm a big fan of the Squad, but it was let's say it was a flawed movie. It was a flawed movie. It had moments, but it was a flawed movie.
The parts that I like about the movie were not the parts I was supposed to like. You get, you get Margot Robbie and you get Will Smith, and they're not actually being the characters; they're being themselves, and I like them.
Well, Will Smith is like the most likable actor in the world.
I know.
He could play Jack the Ripper, and you would like him.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, and actually, that was my problem with him playing Deadshot. Is I was just going, you're not supposed to like Deadshot. You're not supposed to want to get a beer with Deadshot. You're supposed to be worried that this guy is dangerous and unstable.
Yeah.
But you have to just accept that the movie is a different version of the character. You just have to accept that. So, but I'm looking forward to Idris. Am I saying it right? Idris Elba as Bloodsport.
I'm looking forward to that as well.
I love him anyways. But
I think you're saying it right. I'm looking forward to him. He's one of my favorite actors. He's a very lovable guy too. But like, Idris, he's very entertaining. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he does with it.
Yeah, actually, very much so. But yeah. So anyway, so that's what's going on with my stuff, I guess. We're very happy with the response to the Kickstarter. We got another 8 days left. We finished, today's a Tuesday, so we finish a week from Thursday. So we have 8 or 9 days left. And like I said, we're fully funded and working on some stretch goals. And then we'll just get the book out to people. We're looking to have the book in people's hands by sometime in June, because David is about halfway, maybe 3/4 of the way done penciling it, and I'm a little bit behind him on the inks. And but anyways, we're looking to turn it around pretty quick.
Okay, so you're handling the inks too?
Yes, I'm writing. Well, I've inked and written for most of my career, and I really enjoy both. I mean, those are very nice goggles, by the way, very nice.
Oh, thank you.
So are you drawing those freehand?
Yeah.
Boy, you got a steady hand, man.
Oh man, the digital, it's the tools, man. It's the tools. My hand's shaky as hell. I got a couple of good settings on here, so it helps.
That's nice. You got a nice curve to the goggles. That's what I like.
Yeah, I noticed that in some of the reference that you I noticed that some of the reference you sent me, and I don't know if I'm wrong or not, but it has a very Batman animated classic feel to it.
I can see that. Well, David Hahn, the penciler, he's done some of that sort of stuff. And his stuff is very open and kind of has that Batman animated feel, anyways. I've loved David's work since I first met him, like 20 years ago. He was doing a creator-owned book called Private Beach at the time, and I quite honestly, I've worked with him every chance I can. But this is our biggest project together, and I think it's the one we're most proud of, without a doubt. That is coming out really nice.
Oh, thank you. So I like it though. It's the first that I've heard of it. And then looking at some of the stuff that you had, looking over the Kickstarter, I was like, man, this is really impressive. This is a very clean and polished look book. I love the character designs. I would have never thought that I'd be digging a character design for a character dressed up in holiday gear or whatnot, but it works. So
David did a great job. Holly's outfit is all David. 100. I mean, he drew her once, and we said, "That's it. You got it." Yeah.
So would you mind telling us what your actual origin story is?
For me, or for Impossible Jones?
For you. How did you get into this thing called comic books?
Well, I mean, boy, my glasses are really driving me crazy. They're all wonky. Anyways, well, for me, it started really when I was 10 years old. 10 years old, and this is going to tell you how old I am. It was 1969, so I was born in 59. And 1969, 10 years old, my family took a trip all the way across America in our Dodge van. And that meant a lot of time sitting in the back seat of the Dodge van as we drove all across the vastness of America and being bored out of my mind. Bored. But at the time, you pull into a gas station. What do gas stations have? Comic racks.
Comic books.
They had comic books at the time. And so I would get, a quarter from my dad or mom, go in and I grab, at the time they were 12 cents, 2 comics. And I would read them to pieces while we were driving, until we needed gas again, basically. And then I'd go in. And the thing is since we were gone for a whole month, so that actually gave time for like 2 issues of, say, Spider-Man to come out. And so I would get 1 issue of Spider-Man, and then a few weeks later, I'd find the next issue. Or because they were gas stations, I might find the issue before, because they were like comics just sat there forever. And that's when I fell in love with comics. By the end of that summer, I just loved comics, and I knew this is what I wanted to do with my life. So, I just started drawing comics. And then I graduated 77, and I went to the Joe Kubert School of Cartoon Art.
Wow.
I would have been in the second graduating class. I was in the same class as Ron Randall and John Tottleben. Steve Bissett was a year ahead of me. Great, a lot of really great, talented people. And while I was there, I looked at the talent that was around me, and they were so damn talented. And I actually thought, I can't compete with this. I do not work at this level. And I didn't think I wanted to work at that level. And so after 1 year at the Kubert School, I went to just an art school. I went to a fine art school up in Hartford, Connecticut, the Hartford Art School. And I thought, well, I guess I'll go into commercial art. I don't know, and I just kept casting around for what grabbed me. But when I was at Hartford, I just kept going back to comics. I stopped reading them for a little while, but then I would go, wonder what's happening in X-Men, because this was right when Claremont and Byrne were on X-Men. And I have to say, it was X-Men that got me back in. I saw some issues of X-Men. I think it was even the Wolverine Fights Alone issue. And I was like, this was really good. And I just got sucked back in, and I said, no, I got to make this work. This is where my heart is. This is where my heart is. And so, I just started working on pages, started working on samples, moved down to New York City in, 82-ish? 82? No, it would have been 83. It would have been 83 I moved to New York City. And I had a low-level job during the day just to pay my bills, and I'd come home at night, and I knew at this point that probably my best way to break into the industry was as an inker. The blank page just stymies me. I freeze. I freeze with a blank page. But if I had pencils to ink over, I could work with that. And I had a friend in college who had said to me at one point, he goes, I really love your ink line. And that's when I thought, inker, maybe I can get in as an inker. And so that's what I focused on. I was inking over vellum on Xeroxes of people's pencils, dropping off. I was working like 4 blocks away from Marvel. So after work, I'd go drop off a package of samples for one of the editors and wait to hear back. And I was doing the same thing with DC. I had to travel uptown to get to them, but I was doing the same thing. And Marvel picked some of my inks to be in an issue of Marvel Age, which was their fan magazine at the time. And Joe Rubenstein critiqued my inks and said what was right, what was wrong with them. And he said they were good, and that, he thought within 6 months I would be working in the industry. And glasses. At the same time, wait a minute, my daughter, Eliza, what's up? I'm doing my interview right now, Eliza. So, and look, he's drawing Impossible Jones over here. See, this is Mike. And okay, but I'm in the middle of a story. Can I finish my story? Okay.
I accidentally pressed back on the TV, so I need you to help me.
Oh, you do? Well, I might have to step away for a minute to help my daughter with the TV.
Okay, that's fine.
But,
I'm gone.
But let me finish my origin story very quickly, then I'll go help her. At the same time all that was happening, DC Comics had started a new talent program. And I was lucky enough to be in the right place at the right time. Sal Amendola saw my samples, pulled me into the new talent program. Very quickly after that, I was given my first regular assignment inking Tales of the Legion of Superheroes. First 6 months of that book was over Terry Shoemaker, who's an amazing artist. And the second 6 months of that was over a guy named Dan Jurgens, who I don't know. I hear he's still in the business. I hear he's still working.
Yeah, I think that guy's still rocking.
Yeah, and actually, I have to say, not to make this all about Impossible Jones, but Dan, because he's a gentleman, because he's a friend, Dan did an alternate cover for the Impossible Jones comic. So it's one of the versions of the book you can get. We have the regular cover that David Hahn and I did. We have a Dan Jurgens alternate cover, and I want to say, I've decided, and this might be a big mistake, but I've already said it, so I can't go back. This piece of art will never be reproduced anywhere else. It's going to be the alternate cover of this comic when and if we ever do a collection of these stories, it will not be in there. It will not be a print. It will not be released as a coffee mug. If you want this piece of Dan Jurgens art, there's only one place you will ever get it, and that's the Impossible Jones 2 Kickstarter. Just to let you know. And our other alternate cover, by the way, is by a guy named Jeff Smith, who did a little book called Bone.
Jeff Smith's a hometown hero.
Oh, is he? Oh, he's a great. I have to say, I've not talked to him, but I've talked to his people, and they're very nice people. So let me go, Mike. Let me go help my daughter with the TV, and I'll be right back. Okay?
Oh, no problem.
All right, thanks, Mike. I'll be right back.
There we go. There we go. Yes, I'll make sure we'll put that back up so we can ask him, Richard, where you get his work. But right, you can get some of his work, which is his book, on this Kickstarter that's happening right now. I really dig her goggles, man. Like, I really dig them. I'm trying to put some real care behind some of these. The design of these goggles is just really cool.
I is back.
Awesome.
So this is done with what, Clip Studio? What are you using?
I'm using Procreate right now on iPad.
Procreate. Okay.
Yes.
Very nice. I have to say, I have not gotten into the digital inking at all.
Dude, digital inking.
Oh, I like how that smoothed out. Wait. I didn't know you could do that. That smoothed right out.
Oh, yeah.
How nice. Well, I knew like that there was like perspective tools that snap your lines to the perspective, which I think is genius. Yeah. But I didn't know that it could like smooth out a line like that and yet still make it look, give it that variety of weight. Look at that. That's a beautiful line.
Dude, I love it. It's part of the reason I came to digital work. I said for the longest I wasn't going to do any digital work. I was gonna stay traditional with all my pencils and my paper. And then I worked with my friend from college. He worked on our book called Emerald Quest, and he did the whole thing digital. Wow. Drawing, inking, coloring. He did it all digital and got it done like in a month. And I was
I hear it's fast. I hear you can work a lot faster. My friend Ron Randall says he can work about 1/3 faster digitally than physically.
It's not a game. They can. And so when we went to a show to promote the book, he let me play with the iPad for a little bit, and I was like, "Oh my stars and garters, this is incredible."
Right. Yeah. Someday I'll have to give it a shot. I really will. But I mean, I like the paper. I like having the originals. You don't have any originals here,
I do not. Well, I've only been drawing digital for the last 2 years. I still do traditional art at the shows. Mm-hmm. I've tried to use it to increase the value of my traditional work. Right. So I'll do a commission at a convention whenever they come back. I'll do a commission at digitally for like $40. But if you're doing on 11x17 full color, pens and inks and everything, it's like I'm gonna do $175 for that.
Yeah, well, okay. I can see. Nice.
So trying to work the system.
Yeah. I mean, I've used digital for like layouts because I like that, you draw a nice figure. Oh, but it's too large. You just you shrink it down. It's all set. You don't have to, you have to keep reinventing the wheel, basically.
Yeah, that's my favorite feature.
Yeah, or the that undo button. That probably is very handy. Bad line, undo.
Yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. I wouldn't. It took me a while to actually. My editor has been wanting me to ink my book for a while, so when I got this, I finally agreed to do the inking because of, it saves paper. Right.
No, it's true.
But that undo button is incredible.
Yeah.
And I got shaky hands, so this really does help.
Nice. So, and I didn't know, by the way, I know I got the title wrong, but I didn't know you were the guy drawing the Butts in Seats comic, or Bottoms in Seats or whatever.
Oh, well, I'm not the only guy. I'm drawing a 6-page story in it.
Oh, okay. But still, you know, I've been aware of that on Kickstarter. So congratulations on that.
Thank you very much. It's a fun little story with Ric Flair and Sting. So like I said, I only got 3 more pages left on that one. And I'm
Nice.
sending it off to the colorist. I gotta say, man, this character is really fun to draw.
This one?
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. I mean, I certainly enjoy inking her a lot. David gives her a lot of life. David's a very good penciler, and his stuff always has great expressions, great body gestures. Yeah. And, you know, I'll tell you a little secret that I can't believe myself, but he's pulling it off, is David does do a lot of work digitally. And in Impossible Jones 2, he came up with her hair, like what you have up there.
Mm-hmm.
And he's dropping the hair in on every figure of her. So her hair is exactly the same on every figure, no matter which way she's turning and stuff. And it works. I didn't even notice it until he pointed it out.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. So he came up with like this master hair design, and she just always has the same hair no matter which way she's turning. And it works. He makes it work so well. And now everyone's going to know the secret. And I probably should not have said anything.
No, we're on Chat and Draw. We're all about the spoilers, the exclusives. It's what brings people back. And we're talking about your Kickstarter, so it's always good to see how this works. Because like, what I also like about this is I've had some pieces that were symmetrical. So like when I had like characters flying at the screen like this,
yeah,
I would do the symmetrical tool. So I would draw one half of it, and the iPad would draw the other side.
Oh, that's scary. That's like the devil's work you're just talking about. That's not right.
Oh, dude, it's awesome, and it makes it a breeze.
Well, I can understand that. I can certainly understand that.
Oh, dude, I love that. I'm gonna have to make sure I get a copy of it so I can check this out, because I think that's dope. My illustration teacher back in the day when I was in college, that was one of the things I learned from him. I think one of my most important lessons is that I like to do a lot of stuff. I like to be involved in a lot of things, and he saw that, and he saw that like I took a lot of art classes and things like that, and you know, he told me, but my grade was slipping in his class, and he saw how tired I was, and he pulled me to the side and said, "Hey, Mike, I know you like doing all this stuff, man, and that's all good and dandy, but you've got to find a limit. You got to find a place of comfort. You got to find a place where you're comfortable at doing some things, and then the things you're really, really good at, you've got to focus and excel on those things. You got to find some balance, or you're going to end up killing yourself, and everything else is going to look like crap. You're going to get burnt out."
That's a smart man. He's smart.
Yeah, so trying to figure out the smart way to work, which took me a while to figure out, especially with comics, because you want every single panel to look perfect. You want it to look like a pinup. But, you know, everybody's their own person. So I feel it's more important to get the content out. So I had to find a style that I was satisfied with.
Yes.
That I could work with to still get the book done, but still make the book look good.
Yeah. Well, I admire you for that. I mean, one of the reasons I do very little penciling is I can't do that. I take far too long to pencil a page, and you know, it's never something I'm really happy with. Rarely happy with. The only way I can actually produce work on a steady, regular, monthly basis, like for Marvel or DC, is to ink it or write it. You know, and I could write and ink a book a month, but I certainly couldn't write and ink and pencil, or even just pencil a book a month. I'm very slow at penciling. So, and I'm sure if I did it, I'd get faster, but
that's not the thing you want to focus on.
Yeah.
You found what you want to focus on. Like, I can color, but coloring isn't my strongest point, and it would take
I cannot color. I'm a bad colorist, very bad. keep me away from color. But ooh, look at that.
Oh yeah.
Freaky. Very nice.
Yeah, dude, it's a good time.
That black dot is weird. Okay.
So we all got to find those things in our comfort zones and stuff like that. So
Yeah. No, that's very true.
it's a balancing act. And then it's one of the reasons I do this show too, is to push myself and get better and get faster at drawing and get more comfortable with inking.
Yeah, that is beautiful. You're doing such a great job.
Thank you. But I've learned a lot sitting on here chatting with people and trying to figure out how to do their characters while other people are watching. This is the closest I can get to an actual comic book convention, because my table I normally like to get a crowd of people at my table, and I'm doing commissions and we're talking about geek stuff all at the same time. So this is how I can get that experience again.
Yeah, I have to say I admire you, because I know if I'm sketching at a show, I forget to talk to people. I get too focused.
Mm-hmm.
I could never chat and draw. Never.
So what is okay, here we go. So I love to ask this question, and it's a hard question, but then also it's not a hard question. But it's a two-parter. What is her favorite movie?
My favorite?
No. Impossible Jones. What is her favorite movie?
Oh.
And her favorite food?
Ooh, her favorite movie. That is a good question. I don't know. She probably really enjoys Ocean's 11 with
okay.
I mean, I think she probably would admire that quite a bit. And then the other one was food.
Yep.
Food. Well, I think she likes good food, but I don't think she's a snob. I don't think she's really a I don't think she's a real, she would enjoy a fine restaurant, but that's not where her head's at. I mean, she would probably just enjoy a real good shrimp po' boy. You know what I mean? Okay. I think what it comes down to is it done well? And, she appreciates a good shrimp po' boy as much or more than she would appreciate, a fine dining experience. So, of course, I like shrimp po' boys myself. So,
well, I definitely like that answer. I love the grounded. I like to ask those type of grounded questions. And Richard Ruffin and Legend Storm TV have just pledged to your Kickstarter, sir.
Oh, thank you. Oh yeah, I see Richard. Thank you, Richard. Very nice.
Ren McKenzie said he was going to say Ocean's 13 as well.
Oh, okay.
That would be the movie that she'd like.
Yeah. Unfortunately, she would not like Ocean's 8. Ocean's 8 was a disappointment. So, but I'm just out of curiosity, what is your favorite movie?
Mine would be the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Ah, very good.
I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan. I didn't know what that was. I believe the trailer for that came out, I think my freshman year of college, because I saw it when I was RA, and all I remember is two of my friends, Kevin Simpson and Poochie, came busting through the dorm room when I was on I had desk duty, and they were like, "Oh my God, Mike, have you seen Lord of the Rings?" I was like, "No, I don't even know what that is. What is that?" It's like, it's an amazing film. You are going to love it. We're taking you tomorrow. I'm like, "No, you're not. I have homework to do. I have stuff. You're going." They kidnapped me. They kidnapped me.
Oh, yeah, kidnapped. I'm sure they kidnapped you.
Oh, we got pretty physical in my school. But I went to this thing and I sat down and I was in the seat the whole time, like like leaned back, like, oh my God, what am I doing here? But then as the movie got on, I just kept inching forward until I was like this the whole time.
It's a great movie. There's no doubt about it. You know,
love it.
That is a great.
And now we're introducing our kids into it. So,
how old are your kids? How old?
13, 10, 9, and 6. So
wait. Did you just give me like 4 numbers?
Yes, 3 girls and 1 boy.
I don't know how you have any time to sit here and draw. I don't know. I just don't know how you do it.
Well, they draw too.
Well, that's good. We have 2 kids, and I mean, I can't imagine how you have any time to sleep or eat with 4 kids.
Well, I don't sleep. So everybody
there you go. See?
Everybody that watches the show will tell you that.
So, congratulations on 4 kids. You're a better man than I am. That's for sure. There's no way I could survive 4 kids. And I love my kids very much. But 2 is enough.
I get it, sir. I understand clearly. But yeah, so we're doing like a half an hour, 45 minutes at a time, just trying to introduce it to them slowly.
Oh yeah. Now my son is about to turn 9, and he's very interested in movies like above his pay grade. You know, like he really wants to see an R movie, that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. And there was one day, you know, his sister's only 7, and she can get very worried about things very quickly and easily, scary things in movies, especially. Mm-hmm. So there's one time she was out for a sleepover, I believe, and I said, all right, we can watch Lord of the Rings because you really want to see Lord of the Rings. And he, you know, like I said, he was 8 at the time. It was sometime in the last 6 months, and he got bored. He said that you know, I thought, you know, like, oh, you know, the Dark Riders and stuff coming in after Frodo and Strider and all that. I found that really great, but he was bored, so we didn't even finish it. He's a big fan of the Pacific Rim movies, though. He loves the Pacific Rim movies.
I dug the first one a lot.
The first one is great. Yeah. The second one, you know, is not bad. It's not the first movie, but it's not bad.
Yeah.
You know?
They did an anime version of it on Netflix, and that was
I've heard. Well, did you see that?
Yeah, I actually did like that.
Oh, see, now we haven't watched that. If you liked it, probably my son would like it too. So,
well, I think it's always not that it's easier, but you get to spend more time with the characters when you do a series versus a movie. So there's lots of opportunities for that character development and things like that.
So, have you heard of a TV show called Evil?
No.
Evil. I'm going to recommend this to you. I actually don't know if it would be up your alley or not, but it's like my recent most favorite show. And it's on, I think it's still on Netflix now, if you wanted to check it out. Okay. And I believe it's a CBS show, but they've got the first season and so far the only season on Netflix. And it's kind of like X-Files, except for the Catholic Church.
I think I know what you're talking about. I think I know what you're talking about. Is that the show with Luke Cage as
yes, yeah. It's a great show. I mean, it's my favorite show right now. I wish there was like another season out right now. It's so good.
Okay.
But you know, but there are people, that sort of thing, the X-Files sort of thing, the spooky, the scary. I mean, there are episodes of that show that are really creepy. Mm-hmm. And you know, at the core of the show there's always a question at the end of the show: was this a real demonic possession, or is it just, you know, some psychotic person? You know, is there a real world explanation or not? And they do an amazing job of not answering that question and not getting boring, not answering that question. And you go, you know, anyways, that is my rant. I just love that show, and I just talk it up whenever I can.
All right. Well, I'm here for it. I'm a fan of him. I met him at a convention once. He's a real cool guy.
Who is this? What?
The actor that plays Luke Cage. In that show.
Well, I'm sure he is. He seems to be a real solid, grounded guy, just from the roles, the way he plays his roles. Nice
What
work.
up, Nefarious Man? How you doing? Ren McKenzie said you should watch Resident Alien. I know that's a sci-fi show.
And where is that? Is that on Netflix?
No, Sci-Fi Channel.
Oh, it's on
Right,
Sci-Fi.
man? Yeah. Richard agrees with you. He says that evil is fire. Gerald says Superboy was my joint back in the day. Tactile telekinesis. Once you're done writing a character, do you keep up with how subsequent writers interpret him or her? That's a good question.
Yes and no. Not always. I certainly don't go out of my way. I certainly was aware with Superboy, specifically what Jeff Johns was doing with him in the Titans book, which I thought was brilliant. I mean, I really wish we had done some of that ourselves. I never saw the New 52 version of Superboy. I've seen some of what Bendis has been doing, but I really haven't kept up with that. So, I had my run on the character. Tom Grummett and I did the best we could. And now, we don't own the character. DC does what they want. And sometimes I keep up with it and sometimes I don't. I don't think I've read any Harley Quinn after I stopped writing that book. And it wasn't anything against any of the creators. It just never came onto my radar. So yeah, I don't always generally keep up. And like I said, it's not anything against anyone. It's just I've got other stuff to do.
Yeah, absolutely dig that. Let's see here. Oh, Brad Arnie just backed your Kickstarter.
Oh, you get the news faster than I do. Oh, there it is. Yep. Okay, very good. Well, we're closing in on the stretch goal. There's a fight poster that people will get. All of the backers will get a fight poster if we hit 28,000, and we're getting close. We're probably at this point about $400 away.
Okay.
So,
well, the viewers of Chat and Draw really do enjoy Kickstarters. They're big indie fans, and they're always looking for something new to sink their teeth in.
I have to say, I really love the people who do Kickstarters and the comics that they produce. I mean, it's a really great wide variety of stuff and really interesting, really personal stuff. I mean, it's one thing when you get a call on the phone and an editor says, "Do you want to work on Superman?" That's very exciting. That's very that really gets your blood pumping. But there's no way you can get the same level of satisfaction as when you work on a creator-owned character, someone that comes from your heart and soul.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Impossible Jones was an idea I had for a number of years, and it could have been done for one of the major companies. And I did talk to, in very broad general terms, to Dan DiDio about it at DC, and he was not very interested. And quite honestly, I didn't really pursue it because I also kind of knew, I think this is a character I want to keep, and I'm glad I'm glad we're doing it on Kickstarter. And I'm glad it's part of, in a way, the Kickstarter community of comics, which, like I said, there's just right now, especially, there's like phenomenal books on Kickstarter. Too many for me to afford. Let me tell you that.
Yeah, that's a bit of my problem, man. Every time I back one, another one comes out. I'm like, geez, just need a break. Come on, guys.
But yeah, I mean, I can't complain about having too many good comics. You really can't complain about that.
Right. Let's see.
So,
J-Man says, "Hey, Mike, my really good friend Melvin Cruz, and I invited to watch your show, and he is right now. He's an artist himself. That's what's up, J-Man." Daniel says, "One of my fave TV series is The Alienist. Both seasons are on HBO Max. Really creepy mystery series set in the 19th century."
Yeah, I've seen some of that first season. I liked it a lot, but I just haven't kept up with it. Yeah. If he likes The Alienist, I don't know where you can find it, but he should look up Ripper Street. Have you ever heard of Ripper Street?
No, but that sounds exactly up Daniel's alley.
Because it's set in Victorian England right after Jack the Ripper has disappeared, right? But the police don't know that. The police think he's still out there. And that is kind of what they hang the name on, the Ripper Street name. But it really is just about police, the the world of Victorian London and how the police operated in it. And I think there's 4, maybe 5 seasons. It's really good, except maybe the last season. The last season isn't as good as the others. But the first few seasons are phenomenal. And if he likes The Alienist, I think he'd really like Ripper Street.
Yeah, he's a fan.
Yeah. Sure. So that's good.
Merge that down now. And then we're going to hit you with...
Yeah, Eliza, look, he's drawing Impossible Jones. Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
He's doing a great job. Now, does this stay black and white, or do you add color, Mike?
This stays black and white. I normally get them colored after I finish my seasons or whatnot, but I'm handing these over to you guys, and then you all can do whatever you guys want with them.
Ah, I see how it works. Okay.
I do enjoy this though. Like I love meeting new creators and in trying to figure out how to draw their characters.
You're better than man than me, just like jumping into it live in front of people like this. That's pretty impressive.
Thank you. I like to have a good time, and like I said, I miss conventions, so this is the closest thing I've had to doing a comic book convention.
So where are you located? Where do you live? If you don't mind me asking.
No, you're fine. I live in Columbus, Ohio. I'm from Cleveland, but I reside in Columbus, Ohio.
Gotcha. And I'm over in Portland, Oregon.
Oh, okay. I've been up to Portland. Portland's a beautiful city.
That's a nice place. I like Portland a lot. And a lot of cartoonists here. Lots of cartoonists. So that's a big plus because you can complain about things and people know what you're talking about. So.
Yeah, this is fun. All right, hold on. All right, boo, Cleveland. Cleveland ain't never did nothing to you, Ren. All right. I'm putting that Kickstarter link in there one more time for you all. If you've pledged, thank you so much for pledging, especially pledging live on the show. But go ahead and give that a share. Open up another window and share that to your audience. Let other people know that this book is happening. It's live right now. And we're trying to get that goal, man. We're $400 away. We got a few more minutes left on the show because I'm almost done with this.
Yeah, you're doing great. Yeah, but thank you for thanking people, but it's true. I mean, we can't do it without the people. And I had a real important thing to say, and now I don't remember what it was. So something to piggyback what you were just saying. Yeah. Oh, you were saying about sharing. That's really important, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean,
because I always say, you know people that I don't. But the people like the same things you like. So if you like Impossible Jones, the people chances are there's a good number of them that'll like it too. And not only will they like it, but they will thank you for telling them about it. That's how it works. Friends, when you hear about a good restaurant from a friend, you go, thank you for that recommendation on that restaurant. Thank you for that band. I really love that album that you just recommended. That sort of thing. Same thing with comics. When you tell your friends about comics you like and they're comics people, chances are they like the same sort of comics as you. So share.
That's absolutely right, because that's how I found out about Invincible, and I love Invincible.
Yeah. Have you seen the animated show?
Dude, yes. I've already watched it like 3 times.
So it was not very good.
Nah, just some cheesecake.
Yeah.
No, it's good, and I may be a little bit more forgiving to other people. Kirkman did change some things, and I don't mind it because like I hear what he's saying. Like the story's like almost over 15 years old. He's had some time to sit down with it, and now he's getting a chance to write it again with a different lens, add some different things, and it's always a questionable beast when we as fans were like, Invincible's perfect. Just put the comic book on the screen exactly how it is. And it doesn't always work. But
no,
I have not mind any of the changes that he's made. I've enjoyed the show very much.
Very good, very good. I have not seen it myself, but I hear very good things about it.
Ren McKenzie, he pledged your Kickstarter as well. Said he pledged for the. That's how I got hip to your Kickstarter a week ago. Some friends told me to check it out. and very good looking art.
David's good. David Hahn, he knows what he's doing.
Dude, that word of mouth is strong.
Word of mouth is what it's all about. But, I always say that my job as an inker is to not screw up the pencils. That's really my major job as an inker. It's the Hippocratic oath, do no harm. If the pencils are of a certain level when they come into my hands, they should be at least that good, if not better, when they leave my hands. If they're not as good, I'm just doing a Vinnie Coletta,
Okay.
So
I dig that. I'm very happy with the Lori Foster. She's doing the inks for my book right now. We've been wanting to collab on some stuff for a while, and I had like a pinup project that I was like, all right, well, this will give us a chance to do something. And she killed it. And I was like, yeah, I need you to ink the book now.
nice. It's always great when you find someone that you're in sync with like that,
Yeah.
Because I feel like David and I work very much in sync. When I work with Tom Grummett, I think we think very similarly. And back when I was inking Mike Ringo on the Fantastic Four, once again it was like I could like almost see how he was thinking when I looked at the pages. You know what I mean?
Nice.
So
Get rid of that. Bring that all back. So we'll put one layer behind her. And then we're going to do this. Now I need to change my pen to a studio pen. There we go.
nice.
The digital has its advantages.
So what do you think, Eliza? What do you think? Eliza, here comes your first critic. What do you think, Eliza, of Impossible Jones?
Really good.
Really good. And here's my dog. You're getting a special guest appearance by my dog. And Eliza's picking up her dog. This is why we don't have 4 kids, because we have 2 kids and 2 dogs.
Oh, I dig it. Absolutely. So this is what we're looking like on the pinup so far. Let's go ahead and get that replay going on it.
Hang on. Oh, look.
He draws fast.
Well, this is a replay, but he still is drawing fast, yes. He drew a whole figure of Impossible Jones in 1 hour. I was very impressed.
All right, so we got these characters coming to life right now. I got 3 more to add to this spread, but this is normally our thing we do at the end of the show, end of the episode. And I am putting that Kickstarter link in there one more time to close it out. Good. Karl, where can everybody find you at? Where can everyone find you on social media?
Dada.
Well, on Twitter, I believe I'm just at Karl Kesel.
Dada.
Hang on, what?
My screen.
Hang on, we're almost done here, and then we can have dinner, okay? I'm at Karl Kesel on Twitter. I'm on Facebook. If you look up Karl Kesel, I don't know how you say that. And those are the 2 places where I am. And the Impossible Jones Kickstarter, you just go to impossiblejones.com. It takes you right to the Kickstarter. Impossiblejones.com takes you right to the Kickstarter.
All right. Awesome. So this thing has been a heck of fun. I have enjoyed having you on the show, Karl, and finding out so much about you and how much work you've actually put out there in the industry that I was unaware of. That's incredible. So everybody, my 3 rules I like to close out with the Kickstarter. Kickstarters are awesome. They're extremely helpful to creators like us. And there's 3 ways you can help with the Kickstarter. You can donate as much as you want, which is the easiest way. Find a pledge, give as much money as you want to get that pledge, that cool item that you want on the Kickstarter, those exclusives. And then you can share it. I'm a big advocate for sharing, not blind sharing, but advocating when you share. Let people know you're introducing us to your audience. Let them know that you liked us, that you thought we were fun, or you really dug these characters. Why would you want to share this out to other people? So they're not just looking at an empty link with no context on it. Yes, I'm being greedy. I know, I understand that. But how else can we as indies get our work out there if you don't help spread the word, which we very much so appreciate? And then finally, I understand that it is a pandemic. We are in quarantine right now. We're slowly coming back to the world, and money may be tight. But guess what? Even $1 helps a Kickstarter. I did a telethon a few months ago where I did a $1-thon, and I asked everybody that watched us, give us $1 to help us make comic books. And we raised $800 in one event. So thank you. So dollars add up, and they help, man. They help so much. So those are the ways. Those are my rules that I think you can help a Kickstarter out. And this is Impossible Jones. I'm actually going to get ready to go in here and pledge myself after we get off this show because I am very in love with this character right now. I had a great time drawing it, and I want to get more context with it. So here's the piece thus far. I want to thank Karl for being on the show with us and spending some time and introducing us to his character. And Moana's there, dollar bill, y'all. Ray McKenzie is a big fan of your stickers on your Kickstarter. He loves stickers.
Oh, yeah, I got some great chibi stickers. They're drawn by Giancarlo Bernal, the same guy from Crescent City Monsters. He drew some wonderful chibi characters. Oh, they're beautiful.
I love that book, man. I'm a big fan of that book as well.
Yeah, that's a great book.
Kickstarter. So, all right.
Well, Mike, thank you for having me on, Mike. I had a great time talking with you, and you did such a great job on that drawing. I'm touched.
Thank you so much, and I'm glad you were able to make time to get on here. We can get you in here before your Kickstarter ended. All right. Well, everybody, there we got. Tomorrow night is our Versus episode. It is our first ever Versus episode on Chat and Draw. I can't believe I freaking forgot that so much. We got 2 Titans in the indie game coming on. Hold up, because I worked on this little promo image for it, and we are going to share it today. I'll tell you that right now because I completely forgot about it. But tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, this is how this works in our Versus match. We bring 2 indie creators onto our show. I draw both of their characters fighting in a battle piece, and while you, the audience, get to decide who had the better argument, who proved their character should win over the other person. You decide the winner. And here we are right here. I found it. Let me pull this down. And then let me share this again. Oh my goodness. I can't wait for this episode tomorrow. We got Mr. Bailey and Mr. Lambert coming out tomorrow. I'm drawing their characters from her, and I got his character from Wingless Comics. They will be battling, and both these gentlemen will be arguing. Or wait, let me start. I'm sorry. Discussion about why they think their character should win in a fight versus each other. And you, the audience, get to decide who wins. That's tomorrow on Chat and Draw. And I think that's a good way to close out our week. But thank you for tuning in, everybody. Really, really appreciate it. Share that Kickstarter, and everybody have an epic night.
I think that I should ask Mr. Watson. I think that I should ask Mr. Watson. I think that I should ask Mr. Watson.